Still very tight at the top of the table over in the Saudi Pro League as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams are separated by just 3 points. Who's going to come out on top this week? Of course, we're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another prediction video. Today we're taking a look at match number 8 over in the Saudi Pro League, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, bounty. All things Saudi Pro League related, Babylon related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Ruski. That's right, Al-Ittihad still the leaders, of course, with 18 points, but breathing down the necks, of course, the likes of Hilal, Taawoun, and Stevie G's Ettifaq. Of course, they ain't too far away, as of course we build up to the next match day. Of course, who will take in charge this week? Of course, we'll take a little look at it, all of it, in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. But let's get cracking and have a look what went on last round, of course, as we build up to the next round of games. So here they are, of course, my picks on the right, the real deals on the right, mine's on the left. Here we go. So, Ettifaq, of course, Stevie G's boys 3-0 winners over Al-Tai. 4-3, of course, was the final score. Taawoun with a big 1-0 win over Al-Raed. I went with the 2-0 win myself. Damac lost to Hilal. 3-0 it was. That was my pick, sorry. They didn't lose. They picked up a draw. Monster point there. Big surprise, big shock. And, of course, a lot of unhappy fans and a lot of unhappy players. And, of course, Neymar being one of them. He doesn't seem to have adjusted well to life in the SPL. Meanwhile, Al-Shabab with a draw. They picked up a big 4-1 win over Al-Hazem. 4-1 win it was in the end. I did go for a draw. Ittihad with a 2-1 win over Al-Fateh. That was a good game there, of course. A very, very big win for Ittihad. 2-1 win, 3-0 win in my eyes. Akhdoud with a 1-0 loss to Al-Khaleej. I went the other way. Meanwhile, Al-Fayha with a 3-1 win over Al-Riyadh. I went with a 1-0 win for Riyadh. Nassr with a 4-3 win over Ali. I went with a 4-2, not too shabby there. And Wehda, 4-0 win over Abha. I went with a 0-0 draw on that one. Those are the results, of course, and my picks. How many did I get? How many? What's the magic number here? I got 1 myself, 2. I got 2, 3, 4, 4. I got 4 there. Bit of a rough one there, but of course, what does that compare to you guys? We'll have a little look in a second. This is the table right here, right now. Ittihad are on 18 points. Hilal on 17 with Taawoun, Ettifaq, Nassr, and the chasing pack. Down the bottom going Raed, Riyadh, and Hazem are their goals going down at the moment in the relegation zone. But what about you guys over in the prediction league? Well, let's take a little look at all of it. Of course, using the free link, nothing, no pay involved here. So please get involved, of course, to predict. I'll predict these guys. Looks like I did absolute shite. As of course, Talal coming out on top with 6 points. Out of possible 9. I got 4 there, so not great. But who's the overall leaderboard as of right here, right now? The kingpin is... It is James BCFC is great. He is top honors there alongside Hans Worst. I've just spotted Talal there with actually 17 points. You can buy the 2 names there. He should be up to 17 points. So we'll correct that for the next time around, and hopefully we will. He'll be pushed further up the table. Only just, because there is a bit of a gap opening up between themselves and 9th and the chasing pack there. But that's, of course, then still a lot to be had over in the Saudi Pro League as we build up for the next match day, and those games are coming at you right here, right now. So we're going to start with, of course, the first one, which is, this is match day number, correct me again, what is it? Match day number 8 in the SPL. We're going to start with Fayha up against Ittihad. Of course, that's coming at you on Friday, the 29th of September. These two sides have played 14 times. 2014, we've got 5 wins for Fayha. We've got 9 wins for Ittihad. We've got 0 draws. The biggest win for Fayha was a 4-1 win. They've scored 16 goals in those 14 games, 1.14 goals a game. Up against Ittihad, of course, their biggest win, 4-0 win, scoring 32 goals in 14 matches, 2.29 goals a game. Of course, the champions and the leaders are on 83% form right now, just 1 defeat past 6, 5 wins on the 5 wins out of 6. Top of the table with 18 points. Fayha, though, are in 9th with 9 points and just 1 win in 6 games. Of course, last time around, though, over in Fayha, it was a 3-0 win for Ittihad. That was back in the SPL. That was back in May 2023. Of course, looking on the odds for here, we have 7-1 as your host here. 50-4 is the draw. 10-3 on is, of course, your visitors here. That's, of course, Al-Fayha against Ittihad. Which is not that one. It's not that one. I'm going to do a bit of a quick on the fly edit here, guys. On the fly edit. Where was I? I'm all over the place this morning. It's very, very hokey pokey this morning. So there it is. And I'm going with, of course, a 2-0 win. 2-0 win for the visitors. Of course, you are. Back them, the champions, the leaders. Nothing but a victory. Next up, we have Abha. They're on Riyadh. Of course, that's coming at you on Saturday, September the 30th. Of course, last day of the month. Played each other never. These two sides. It'll be the first time, according to my eyes anyway, they played each other. But Abha, the host here, of course, 33% form for them. They are in 13th with 6 points on the board. 3 defeats on the spin. Up against Riyadh, of course, we're in 17th with just 4 points on the board. 5 defeats on the spin. 8% form for them for the visitors, of course. Abha, the host, of course, coming in is on the back of a 4-0 loss to Wehda. They've actually conceded 7 goals in the last 2 games. Meanwhile, Riyadh, the visitors, coming at you with 9 goals conceded in the last 2 games. So both sides looking a bit leaky at the back. The odds for this one, coming at you, we have 2019 on for the host here, 5-2 draw, 12-5 is your away win. Tight, going to go with a 2-1 win for the hosts, of course, and put more pressure on the visitors there, Riyadh, who are looking a little bit lost at sea here. Next we have Ali up against Ettifaq, of course, that's coming at you on, I think, Saturday as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to find it here. Where are we? There we are, of course. Come at you on Saturday, September the 30th. Now, these two sides scored miles. I've played each other 20 times since 2011. We've got 13 wins for Ali. I've got 6 wins for Ettifaq. And we've got 1 draw, of course. Ali's biggest victory, 5-0 win, scored 45 goals in 20 matches. That's 2.25 goals a game. Ettifaq on the flip side, 6-2 win, their biggest victory, scoring 25 goals in 20 matches, 1.25 goals a game. Ettifaq, though, 4 wins on the bounce, 75% for them at the minute, 4th in the table, 16 points on the board. Up against Ali, of course, there's 6th in the table with 15 points. However, just 1 win in 3, but 67% form for them over the last 6. Last time around, over at the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium, it was a 4-0 win for Ali back in October 2021. The odds on this one then, shall we? We have 2-1 on for the host here. We have 60-5 is the draw. 70-4 is your Stevie G here. I'm back in, of course. Where am I back in? I'm going with a victory for the hosts here. 3-1 win for them. Stevie G taking an L on this one. Next up, we have Al-Khaleej up against Damac. Of course, that's coming at you. Also on Saturday, September the 30th. Now, these two sides have played each other 6 times in 2017. We've got 2 wins apiece and 2 draws. Biggest win for Khaleej, 3-0 win, scoring 9 goals in the 6 games. That's 1.5 goals a game ratio. Damac on the flip side, 3-0 win, also the biggest score, 8 goals scored in the 6 games, 1.33 goals a game. Damac coming to just 1 win in the last 6 games. That's 42% form for them. They are 14th in the table with 4 points on the board. Up against Khaleej, who, of course, just 1 loss in the last 5, 50% form for them over the last 6, and 10th in the table with 8 points. Last time around, over at the Al-Khaleej Club Stadium, it was a 2-0 win for Khaleej. That was back in February 2023. The odds for this one then coming at you, we are looking at even Steens for the host here. 12-5 is the draw. 23-10 is the way. We can't really separate these two sides at the minute, so I'm going to go with a draw, a point apiece, point to the bag. Of course, nothing separating the two sides. Next up, we have, of course, Al-Nassr. They're taking on Al-Tai at home. Of course, that's on Friday the 29th. Now, these two sides have played each other 4 times. So 2021, we got 1 for Tai, we got 3 wins for Nassr, and we got 0 draws. Biggest win for Tai. The only win for Tai was a 2-1 win. They scored 3 goals in the 4 matches, 0.75 goals a game. Up against Nassr, though, their biggest win, 4-1 win, scored 9 goals in 4 matches. That's 2.25 goals a game. Nassr won 6 on the bounce, of course, 100% form, 5th in the table with 15 points on the board. Tai, on the flip side, they're in 12th in the table with 7 points, just 1 win and 6, 25% form for them heading into this match. Of course, last time around, over at the Prince Abdul Aziz bin Musad Stadium, it's easy for you to say, 2-0 win it was for Nassr back in May 2023. The odds for this one then on a Friday night, it is 10-1 on, or 10-1 for Tai here, 11-2 is the draw, 6-1 on is your Nassr. They're going to win this one, 3-1 win, it might even be more than that. Next up we have Fateh up against Wehda, of course, my boys, of course, come at you on Saturday, September the 30th. Now these two sides, I played the 14 times since 2012, we've got 7 wins for Fateh, we've got 4 wins for Wehda, we've got 3 draws, of course. Biggest win for Fateh was a 2-0 win, scoring 23 goals in 14 matches. That's 1.64 goals a game. Wehda, though, on the flip side, 2-0 win was their biggest, scoring 16 goals in 14 matches. That's 1.14 goals a game. The visitors are in 7th spot with 12 points on the board, 67% form for them heading into this. Fateh, though, under Bilic, are in 8th with 11 points on the board and 58% form for them heading into this match, of course. Next time around, or last time around, at the Prince Abdullah bin Jawali Stadium Sports City, it was a victory for nobody. It was a draw, 1-1 in the end back in April 2023. So the odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, Fateh are 4-3 on for the victory, 11-4 is drawn, 14-5 is your Wehda here. I'm going with a 3-0 win for Fateh on this one. Unfortunately, my boys are taking the L. Taking a bit of a beating in the process. Next up, we have these guys. It's Al-Hazem up against Taawoun, of course. That's on Friday, the 29th of September. Now, these two sides have played each other 6 times in 2018. We've got 1 win for Taawoun, nothing for Hazem, and we've got 5 draws, of course. The biggest win for Taawoun was a 2-1 win, scored 8 goals in 6 matches. That's 1.33 goals a game. Meanwhile, Hazem have scored just 7 goals in the 6 matches, 1.17 goals a game heading into this. They also won 42% form, Hazem, just 1 win in 6. They are in 18th with 3 points on the board. Taawoun, on the flip side, flying high in 3rd. Of course, 16 points on the board, 5 wins in the last 6 games. Looking A-OK. About them, of course. Last time around at the Al-Hazem Club Stadium, it was a 3-3 draw back in August 2021. The odds on this one with 4-1 is your host, 3-1 is the draw, 15-8 on is your Taawoun here. They're going to go for another victory here, 2-1 win for them on the road, 3 points in the bag, and away they go. Next up, we have these guys. It is Hilal up against Shabab. I've also come out on Friday, the 29th of September, the King Fahd International Stadium. Played 28 times in 2011. We've got 16 wins for Hilal. We've got 5 wins for Shabab, 7 draws, of course. Hilal, biggest win for them, 5-0 win, scored 51 goals in 28 matches. That's 1.82 goals a game. The visitors, though, 3-0 win was their biggest, 25 goals scored in 28 matches. That's 0.89 goals a game. Shabab are in 11th with 8 points on the board. 3 wins on the bounce, though, 58% form for them. Al-Hilal are in 2nd, 17 points on the board, unbeaten the last 6, 83% form for them heading into this. Last time around at the King Fahd International Stadium, it was a 3-1 win for Hilal. That was back in August 2023. It was this year. It was in the Arab Cup, Champions Cup knockout stage. But last time in the league, it was a 1-1 draw back in October 2022. The odds here, we have 3-1 on for the Hilal, 4-1's the draw, 30-2 is the visitors here. We are going 3-0 win for the hosts to take it to the bank. And of course, I think I got one more here at least. It's Al-Raed up against Akhdoud, of course, coming at you on Saturday, the 30th of September. Play each other never, these two sides, of course. Raed, managed by Igor Djurgovic, coming into this on 25% form, just 1 win in 6, 60 for the table. Of course, 4 points to the board. Up against Akhdoud, of course, who are 50th at the table with 4 points to the board on 17% form for them, just 1 win in the last 6 games, of course. The host, Raed, coming into this on the back of back-to-back defeats, of course, 3 defeats on the spin. Up against Akhdoud, of course, coming to just on the back of a couple of goalless affairs there, back-to-back games now without scoring a goal. Heading into this, so the odds for this one, we have even Steves for the Raed, 12-5 is the draw, 11-5 is the away win here. Going to go with a 1-1 draw, just like it says on the tin. Board draw on here, nothing too much in it. And, of course, point split. There you go, guys. That, of course, I believe is my pickaroos in all its glory. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. So make sure you get your picks in nice and early with the Super Brew, guys. We'll be back thick and fast for the next one, guys. But until then, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the little bell. And, of course, I'll see you soon when we come back again for the next one.